All right, day 2 of this new channel, this new way to keep myself accountable and service therapy for me. And, it did feel good yesterday to kind of get off my chest what has been going on. Even though I do have a therapist and I do have friends, I do have family that I talk to regularly. There's something about just talking to the camera, not to a live person, not with anyone who you can sense their energy, whether they're interested or not. I'm very sensitive to that. Like, if someone is not interested completely, I tend to shut down because I don't want to be that person that keeps talking, that doesn't get the social cues, and feels like it's a waste of time, feel like if it's falling on deaf ears or whatever. Not that I sense that a lot, but I have, in different times for many different things. But something about just talking to the camera and just, being completely honest and then putting it out there is a lot easier for me, I think, to talk about stuff. This is a rough time for me and for a lot of people because our world is not in a normal state. There's a lot of stagnation going on because of limitations of not going certain places. We can't do certain things, and what we can do, we have to wear a mask, we have to be distant, and I know it's affected me now. It's been 6 months of this, and I think there's a long-term effect of not having human-to-human connection as often as one is used to, at least what I'm used to, whether it's through work or friends. And you're home, and what else is there to do but eat, right? I mean, you get food. I mean, I know early on I was stocking up on stuff and eating too much, and it was out of a legitimate fear that I didn't know how bad this thing would get and if it would affect, food supply, like if it would affect companies being able to produce stuff and ship and everything. So I think I was in panic mode for real for maybe a month or so. But it's technically the unofficial start of fall, the end of summer now, and I'm still dealing with a lot of emotional things related to work and money and kind of my responsibility and how I'm seen at work during this time. But I have to learn how to deal with that and, get my emotions in check and not use food as an outlet to calm myself, because that's really what it tends to do. What tends to happen is it's an easy outlet to relax and numb yourself to some degree, and it's a hard thing for me to get the balance of eating enough to be satisfied and overeating. And but this morning I did good. I had 3 eggs, I had oatmeal, which is kind of like a standard breakfast for me, which provides plenty of energy and keeps my hunger, keeps you satisfied for a long time. And now I have to just be good the rest of the day, and hopefully I'll get to go out for a little bit, maybe play some basketball, just shoot. I just like to shoot, by myself, do some dribbling, just very light kind of basketball exercise and walking and all that kind of stuff. But the emotional factor, I guess that's the theme of today's video, is there's always an emotional component to when you're dealing with your eating issues. In fact, I would say it's probably the biggest thing, because, and I think everyone who overeats can attest to this, that when you're not in an emotionally good place in any type of way, food can save you from that. Food is like a very easy go-to comfort, and you have to do it already. You have to do it to survive. So what better way to try to fill that, to help you emotionally, than to do something you already have to do that you enjoy, and maybe just taking it a step further to not necessarily fill that void. That's another video down the road. We could, that's another theme about filling voids. It's more about how to deal with anxiety, anger, frustration, stagnation. Those are the things I'm kind of dealing with now. And yeah, I mean, it's very difficult, and that's why I'm doing these videos. And every day is going to be a therapy session for me, because frankly I need it every day. Still getting emails and stuff. Right now I'm off of work for a little bit. I had a medical issue, which I'm going to talk about in a later video at some point. That was a bit of a wake-up call for me, but and related to eating, but also related to emotional issues, anxiety, OCD. There's a lot of stuff to talk about in the future. Those are things I deal with, and all related to food. And so I guess the goal today is to try not to let my emotions dictate what I eat. So, they always say you shouldn't eat when you're angry or sad, or all those negative emotions. That's like a common saying, but sometimes it's kind of impossible. You can't just snap out of it sometimes. So we'll see how it goes. But this morning was fine. It's important to wake up with a good appetite. I wouldn't say it was great today, but it was good enough where I was able to cook and not feel like it was a burden. So we'll see how it goes the rest of today. But right now, it's just good to chat, talk. Don't know who's watching yet or listening. Probably nobody. But we will see how the future goes. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.